We've traversed the tombs of Naxxramas. We've climbed every cliff on Black Rock. Now the world cries out for heroes. As a new evil rises, there will be danger. There will be doom. There will be ancient temples filled with relics, treasures, and traps. Who will answer the call?
Lead, explorers lead, and we are in need of explorers. Adventure we seek, cross land and sea. Won't you come and join us?
Yes!
Hi guys, and welcome back to StarLadder iLeague. I'm your host Nimsh, and I'm here with Savitz. Sorry for the long break, but Kolento won so fast, we just weren't ready for that. He blew the servers. We had to calm down, rethink our lives. A kill on turn 7, was it, Savitz? Turn 7.
Yeah.
Right?
Come on, Kolento, can you crush your opponents a little bit less? We don't want breaks that long. Yeah, but that was some really memorable games, really fast ones. First the Shaman and then like that crazy turn 7 combo with the Druid.
Absolutely. That was a really fast and really cool series. But we do have more Hearthstone for you today, as promised. We will have Orange versus Surrender next, then Purple versus Kranich, Kolento versus Surrender, and Purple versus Surrender. A lot of Surrender games because Surrender didn't show up yesterday, and all the players really wanted to play versus him, so they will today, and you will be able to watch it. And just to recap everything, guys, this is day 6, I believe, of StarLadder iLeague, and we casted with Savitz day 1. Then we had different casters for different days. We had Raven, Savitz, Tan and Grace Lothar, and today I opened with Tan and Grace as well. So a lot of great Hearthstone, and it's not finished. This is the second day of Group C. There is Group D tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow it will be cast by Noxious and Lothar. And then we'll have the second group stage, some redemption matches, and everything leads to the offline finals in January. $50,000 prize pool. That's a lot, Savitz, right?
Yeah, and that's quite a bit something. And here we see the updated bracket. So Kolento now with 3 wins, he's actually guaranteed to go through. We will see Kolento play one more match today. So if you're a fan of his gameplay or his decks, good news for you. Kranich at 2 wins right now. Got his first loss to Kolento. Orange at 3rd place. He's going to be playing here for that for their second seed, so to say, as a second spot. Kolento might be a little bit out of reach, but Orange still with good chances. Surrender really hoping to get on the board.
Yeah.
And Purple finally. Yeah, and Purple looking at 0 and 2. I don't know if there's some kind of situation where the tiebreakers would be, if Purple managed to win both of his matches and like Kranich lost here, if there could be some kind of draw at 2 wins, 2 losses for multiple players. But yeah.
I think it's possible if, let's say, Kolento wins the next match he plays. Mm-hmm. So Kolento was the only player with 4 wins. And then everybody else... everybody else is probably not possible, but there's a couple players with 2 wins. Let's say 3 players with 2 wins and 1 player with like less wins. Mm-hmm. 1 player losing almost everything. It's possible to get in with 2 wins, but obviously what they want to have is at least 3 wins. The second place will want to have 3 wins. And is it possible that we'll have 2 more players with 3 wins?
I'm wondering if it's possible for Kolento to go 4-0 and Purple to go 0-4, and remaining players will all be at 2 and 2. But there's another thing that we have to keep in mind, that the players who finish 3rd and 4th are not going to be eliminated from the tournament. They will still have the last chance bracket, I believe it's called, and they might advance from there, but player who finishes 5th will be completely out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just looking at the matches for today. Surrender will be playing 3 times, so if he takes those matches, he will have 3 wins. And the 4th match is Purple versus Kranich, and if Kranich wins that, he will have 3 wins as well. So we have a chance to actually see 3 players with 3 wins. But then Kolento has such a great score that he is surely advancing. But yeah, Orange versus Surrender is the next one. What do you think about the lineups here?
Well, the Priest is always something that's like kind of nice to see, because we don't see all that much Priest. So I'm happy that Priest is also having an impact here. No End Doom available for Orange just yet. That's the new card that got introduced in the latest wing of League of Explorers. But the decklists were submitted before that happened, so that card won't be available. But still, the Dragon Priest, very strong deck if you get the right matchups on the right early game.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's bringing Rogue as well, and we are going to see Rogue versus Warlock this first match. And just to remind you guys, StarLadder is playing Malygos Warlock. So Malygos Warlock versus Oil Rogue. What do you think about this matchup, Savit?
Well, I think it's kind of a close one, in my books at least. I would probably be rather playing the Malygos Warlock, but I'm sure that there are Rogue players who would like choose their Rogue instead. The Malygos Warlock, with those powerful Twilight Drakes like we see here, Surrender, with a pretty nice curve, has a Dark Bomb for any early minion or any 3 toughness minion that the Orange is going to play, and that big Drake coming on turn 4. He might take a solid lead early on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think those big minions is really important. I think we've seen this matchup before when Orange was playing versus Purple, but Orange was able to put so much pressure that Purple just died with Malygos Warlock. But absolutely, Malygos Warlock has all the tools to take the game as well. With Farseer and Twilight Guardian or Twilight Drake, there is a lot of pressure, so we'll see who will come on top. What do you think about Orange's hand overall?
He does have a preparation and sprint, so he will be able to get more cards soon. But for now, it's looking like Orange doesn't really have a turn 3 play here, since he used the coin for that SI agent. So Orange really looking for something to play here, but just a weapon up, I guess it's not too bad.
Well, that Blood Imp is not threatening at all for now, but 1 health can make a difference at some point.
Yeah, I mean, if it survives multiple turns, it's going to be a lot of toughness boost. Not a great card, but the options that Surrender had available to him were not that spectacular. The Twilight Drake, it's not going to be too big this time, unless he life taps for multiple turns in a row.
Oh man, do you go for Edwin here?
It's so risky because there could be an owl waiting for it. Oh, seems like he is going for it. And we can see that Surrender doesn't really have a good answer to it just yet.
Yeah, so that's a risky play, but I like it.
Yeah, it's
attack Edwin.
Like the biggest thing about that in my books is that now the preparation will no longer be available for the sprint, so the sprint might be a little bit difficult to cast. He might have to pay that entire 7 mana for it, but this is a powerful play. He takes the board control here with that 6/6, and like I mentioned, Surrender can't really deal with it for now.
Yeah, and from Orange's perspective, he's seen the Twilight Drake, so if Twilight Drake is just being replayed, he'll be able to kill it with Edwin, and then play his Lotheb, and then starting from there, he will have some board, and he still has the second sap and Eviscerate, so he will be able to play on tempo. But is Twilight Drake the best play here? Surrender disagrees on that, and he goes for Farseer because he knows he'll just lose it to Edwin attack, and with Farseer, he will actually be able to kill Edwin with Blackwing Corruptor next turn if that Farseer survives or is being attacked.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to survive here. With that Farseer draw, it's an easy Eviscerate. He could also consider if he doesn't want to, or if he wants to save the Eviscerate, he could just kill the Farseer with the Edwin and heal the Edwin back to full. But it looks like he might
kill Farseer.
Yeah. So Orange really wants to get that 6 damage in right here, right now, instead of saving the Evis.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an owl for Surrender. That's definitely a great draw. Allows him to slow down the Edwin a little bit.
Oh man, but this is a bit off curve. You probably have to do it, especially because you can still play Twilight Drake the same turn. But you did want to play Corruptor into that Farseer at some point. But yeah, Owl is so much better than just Corruptor the free.
I think so, because the Corruptor will still be useful on the following turn. He could maybe take out the Farseer, or if there's a Pile of the Shredder, he could take out the front half of the Pile of the Shredder. So yeah, that Owl is looking excellent.
Yeah, so Drake Owl is the most powerful play here. And that's some good board, and Sap can deal with the 4/8, but on the other hand, if you use again another Sap, it doesn't solve the problem that you're facing.
Yeah, and preparation into sprint is an option here, but Orange took an aggressive stance earlier on, and I'm not surprised to see him continue with that strategy. It's definitely in line with how he was playing earlier, and just going with the loaded, prepping the Sap. Has 7 mana and the sprint in his hand. If you're down to 1 card, at this point of the game. Sprint is a good one for sure.
Yeah, that's a pretty good tempo play, and he knows that with the board, Warlock has to deal with it, so he will have time to cast Sprint the next turn, and then starting from 8, he'll be continuously pushing with the cards and the threats. But what can Surrender do here? So that Corruptor is an option to kill the 3/3, and it does contest the 5/5 on board.
Yeah, not bad at all. It's also going to get buffed up to 5 toughness, so that might make it a little bit more tricky for Orange to deal with. And here we go. Here we see the Sprint. Let's see what Orange picks up.
Was there any merit to playing Shredder instead?
No, that seems a little bit like mana inefficient. I like the Sprint for sure, because then you kind of waste 3 mana. And then for next turn, you want to have more options available. Wow. Poison, Oil, Eviscerate. That is so much burst damage for Orange right now. If he picks up a Flurry too, it might just be enough to end the game.
Yeah, that's a lot of burst. There is the heal bot for Surrender, and obviously no Molten Giants in this deck. That's, I think, one of the merits coming into Malygos Warlock matchup. You know there's a lot of burst at the end game, but you know you can deal as much damage as you want, because there is no gain for Malygos Warlock from being a low health.
Yeah, but it's actually, just looking at this, it's possible. Oh, but that brand...
Bronzebeard!
Wow, I was going to say that it might be enough, just even without the Flurry, to end the game with those damage draws. But with Brand Bronzebeard, Surrender has the option to Brand into heal, but to get the plus 16 health.
And I think you have to go for it. You kill Lothep here, go Brand Healbot, Blood and buff something, and you're staring only an Edwin. Like, this Brand Bronzebeard is not even contested on board. And
no.
Is there anything else you can do? Just taunts? I don't think taunts are that good at this moment.
I really like the heal here, and I think Surrender likes it as well. He was hovering over the Brand, and if you play the Brand, the heal bot does seem like the most reasonable play. The effect on a Twilight Drake or Twilight Guardian, not all that useful. If he feels like he has another turn, he might consider maybe Azure Drake into Mortal Coil, but it's very dangerous.
I like Bran, especially because Bran will have to get killed, and it's if it's not killed, it's great for you, and if it is killed, it's actually 4 damage that it tanked. So Surrender, thinking about all the plays, he is going for that plus 16 heal, which is amazing.
It sure is. Not only does he heal for a lot there, that 2/4 and the 3/4 are not bad minions at all.
And you do have to kill Bran. Like, you just can't leave Bran on board because of the Twilight Drakes, because of Azure Drakes.
Dark Peddlers. Yeah. One Dark Peddler was played already, but there could be that second one coming, so Orange just have to deal with it. Oh, he's looking a little bit like stressed right now. Not happy to see that much healing from Surrender's side. No wonder.
Yeah, Bran Bronzebeard is just stealing the win from Orange and running away. It's like in the temples, you know, those explorers, they steal stuff and then they run away. This is what they do. It actually feels like it. Both Bran Bronzebeard and Reno Jackson can just steal the win from your hands and get away with it.
Wow, Orange just going to go aggressive here. I like it, I have to say.
That might be the only way, right?
It might be. It's so risky, but I don't know if he could win with trying to clear the minions, because he does have to deal that 26 damage afterwards somehow.
And they can still be a second heal bot. There is none for now, but Twilight Guardian is a taunt, and you can obviously kill Edwin as well with just a 3/4.
Yeah, to Azure Drake into Mortal Coil, not a bad play at all.
Yeah, I like it as well.
A lot of options here.
And with Azure Drake and Mortal Coil, you actually draw 3 cards.
That's right. That's incredible. That is true. He's considering the taunt, but the taunt does not help if there is a Blade Flurry coming. So maybe you'd rather get the draws because of the Flurry potential. The Drake 5/6, no sorry, 4/6. Not all that helpful. Let's see what he finds. Hellfire and Laughing Corruptor. Not the greatest draws. We'll have to do for now.
Oh, he sacrificed Bran. Come on. I mean, Healbot just had 1 attack more.
Yeah. It's a close call. I can understand that he wanted to do it like this. Like, it seems like there might not be that much more value coming out of the brand, but I also would have preferred keeping the brand for a little while longer, because there is always that possibility of drawing into maybe second Healbot or a second Dark Peddler.
Yeah, even with Blackwing Corruptor, that was 6 damage instead of just 3 damage. So I think Bran still had some use, but if you're expecting a flurry, I guess it doesn't matter that much.
That's right, and Orange sticking with this game plan, as he should, going extremely aggressive here, trying to end the game as soon as he can.
He's actually getting really close, and there is the heal bot.
Wow.
Oh man, if that would Bran Bronzebeard, that would just seal the game. It might still seal the game because it's really good situation for Surrender.
Yeah, it is still a powerful draw, and healing for another 8 might put him to safety anyway, but that 16 certainly would have been quite a huge moment for him.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I probably prefer to leaving Bran, but right now Surrender can just clear the board. Let's see what he gets from Shredder. He probably needs to kill everything, and he has all the tools. Like, he has Corruptor still. Even if that's a Doomsayer, he can deal with it. Is there anything bad, like really bad, that can
Not
pop
really.
out?
Like, Annoyatron would be annoying, but that wouldn't be too bad still. It would stop a lot of damage.
And Orange just shaking his head. It's like, no, another heal bot, seriously? What is it called? Is Azure Drake? It's not bad.
Not bad, but it's enough. Another Drake. Well, at least he gets a big backstab.
That
Unfortunately,
should be it, right? 16, 19, 22 damage with the Hellfire, even more.
can backstab 1 minion off the board, but those blood imp buffs are so annoyingly spread that Azure Drake cannot be backstabbed. Blackwing Corruptor also cannot be backstabbed.
And that's it. With Azure Drake, Hellfire will deal 5 damage, so that should be enough, I believe. 11, 16 plus 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, even gets the Dark Bomb. Alright, so Surrender actually steals the win from Orange.
Yep, that is precisely lethal, and wow, it was looking pretty good for Orange earlier, but it didn't work out in the end. That Bran into healbot was definitely the turning moment in this game where Surrender turned the game around and managed to take the lead and eventually the win.
Absolutely, because if he didn't get the Bran Bronzebeard at that specific moment, I think Orange should have enough burst to be able to pressure him and kill him in the end.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and here, going into game 2, the format is Conquest, so Surrender will not be able to get any more wins with that Warlock, but it is out of the equation, and now Surrender is looking for wins with his Paladin and his Warrior.
Do we know which warrior? I think we don't know the warrior, or do we? I don't remember. Okay, I know. I think he's playing Patron. I've seen Patron versus Kranich. So knowing that this is Patron and knowing this is Paladin, Rogue should not have problems winning, at least once.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that easy of a matchup, but it can be done. Say, Patron is probably a better matchup for the Rogue than Control would be, because Control Warrior tends to have just too much removal for all the minions, and Patron with a little bit less removal, and the Blade Flurries also deal with that potential Patron flood.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And we're going to see that Patron versus Rogue, and not a bad hand from Surrender if you want to go for curve. Armorsmith into Flooding, into Deathspite, into Green Patron. You might maybe want to have Acolyte of Pain instead of Flooding, but you're playing versus Rogue, so you want to pressure Rogue at this point, I believe.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm looking at the Grim Patron. I don't know if it's an obvious keep. Like, usually, in most matchups, it would be like, yes, but against the Rogue, oh, you did replace it, but he got another one. Because against the Rogue,
get in here.
Yeah, because against the Rogue, that's not necessarily how you trying to end the game. You don't really need or want to like commit too much into the patrons because of that flurry potential.
Yeah, that's true. And what do you think about Orange's hands? He has no coin, SI7, he has Deadly Poison, which is not bad, and the Flurry as well.
Well, it's definitely decent at least. It's not bad at all. Orange has a lot of minions to play. That's important to have those minions, but Surrender also does have a Death Spike, so the early minions from Orange will be dealt with quite easily.
Yeah, so for now it looks good for Surrender, I believe, especially with that Death Spike as well. Orange will not be able to have the minion that stays on board for now.
Yeah, this is interesting to see, because for the Van Cleave instead of the SI Agent would have given him a full clear, as he could have used the weapon the poisoned weapon on the armor smith instead. He is going to get that 6-6 Van Cleef for now, which is likely to get executed.
And another execute for surrender. I like Van Cleef versus Warrior overall early because if there is no execute, it's really hard to deal with it. But then if there is an execute, that's really tough.
Yeah, the sizing on that is absolutely perfect because just the Death Bite is not enough to kill it. Because armor smith only deals 1, like the Death Bite is 4, so you need to find the 1 extra damage somewhere, and spending an inner rage so early on would not be that great for the patron.
Surrender is also running one interesting card, which is Pyromancer. What do you think about the Pyromancer in Patron?
Pyromancer in Patron is definitely an interesting choice. We don't see that very often. It's going to be cool to see if it works out or not. Oh, is he going to face tank that? The coin is definitely signaling the execute. Like, the execute will happen. I personally, I really like using the armor smith here over the weapon a lot more because of also that the deadly poison that Orange already has set up. So the armor smith is not worth all that much.
Oh man, Azurjake in the Death Bite has to feel bad, but what can you do? And Lothab is pretty nice, but you might still go for Sludge Belcher because of the weapon.
Yeah, we can see that the Belcher would kind of work out better because Orange has those perfect double 3-drops for next turn. And in combination with the weapon, the Lothab would get perfectly dealt with. Because in the combination with the weapon and the Asa Agent Battlecry, it's likely that the Orange is still going to go for those double minions here. But at least there's going to be a slime left behind.
Yeah, that's something and some damage as well. Having Lothab is not bad overall, but it seems like Surrender is slowly running out of resources, and that Flurry can deal with the board if he goes for the patrons.
Yeah, but like you said, he's certainly out of resources right now and really wants to pick up the sprint as soon as possible. Oh wow, going for the prep episode or using the weapon here. Orange valuing the poisoned up weapon very highly for the flurry. I'm not sure if I agree with this because he also has the oil, so I wouldn't have valued it as high, but maybe it'll work out. Let's see.
All right, second execute from Surrender, and Lothab to block the spell. So if Orange doesn't pick up a minion, this potentially blocks his turn and gives some more room to surrender. There is a farce here. That's something.
Yeah, that was a well-timed Lothab from Surrender. Even though Orange did not have the sprint, he could have had it, and by Surrender timing the Lothab like he did, would have blocked that also important turn 7 sprint.
Yeah, it only shows he knows exactly the timings for Rogue, and that was pretty well played. And even after the preparation, right? We've seen the last game where Orange went for preparation early and then used sprint on 7.
Yep. And the sprint is really what he's trying to find right now. With just the flurry and the oil, there's not much to do.
Armor Smith is okay as well because with the flurry, if it's being used, that's some more life gain for Surrender, and at some point Warrior will have enough health to just sustain Rogue.
That's true. Pilot Destroyer, not the worst minion to draw. If there was no sprint coming, that's probably one of the better draws. It might have been even better than the sprint, because he can also weapon up after the flurry here, and clear off that armor smith, and perfectly have them for the Shredder.
Oh wow, so it means like Orange is back in game for now with that Shredder.
Kinda looks like it. Oh, but the Grom!
Yeah, do you Grom though?
I think you do, yeah, absolutely. The Rogue is still at 28 HP, so saving the Grom for lethal would sound like a really weird game plan for now.
Do you attack into Shredder? If that's Doomsayer or Patient Assassin, you might be in trouble. So maybe you want to give... I think you might go face. Because if you attack into Shredder, if there's something you can't deal with, you just lose your Grom. And if you go for face, if Orange attacks into Grommash, if you force him into attacking, then you will be able to deal with whatever Shredder drops on your turn, on your terms.
Yeah, that's really interesting. But like you said, that's what he's going to do. He is going to go to face the Grom, face to face with the Grom. There could be something like a sap, but Orange is down to two cards, so not too worried about it.
He's going for the oil. He needs to land that oil on Shredder.
Yeah, that would certainly be the better one.
And he gets it.
And clearing off the Grom, but no cards remaining for orange.
Just a 1/4. So with this board, well, you know the weapon can kill one of the patrons, but going patron Taskmaster is quite funny.
Yeah.
7 mana. Is there anything else you can do?
Patron, I'm trying to think if there's any... If it doesn't make any sense to do it.
Well, Rogue has no cards. He can kill one patron.
It's true.
But he can't
But
kill
only
the
one. That is correct.
I don't think not playing anything is... I kind of like Patron Taskmaster, because if you go for Frauding just dies to 1 minion attack and a weapon attack.
I don't hate not playing anything, because Orange, like it's been mentioned many times, Orange is out of cards. So if Surrender plays any minion, Orange will be able to kill off the Blood Mage Talnos, and therefore doubling his chances of finding one of those important draws.
Yeah, that was a tough call though. Play something or not play anything there. There's a second oil, no activation. Talnos, as you mentioned, can't die.
Yep, if Orange had a way to kill his own Blood Mage right now. Hovering over the Blood Mage. Nope, cannot attack that one. Sorry.
Oh man. But this is a good mind tech. Surrender might think, hey, did he get a backstab? Or like, what is the spell?
Yeah, that was really smart play from Surrender. Not playing anything there. If he played a Frothing, he would die to the weapon. He probably and Orange could have a first cycle the Blood Mage for that sprint, or another minion.
Warax, it's not achieving that much. So do you go for Patron Taskmaster now? Yeah, hard.
I don't know. It feels still a little bit weird. Like you'd love to have one whirlwind effect on it. Any kind of effect, really. Like even an unstable ghoul would be kind of alright, because then you could you just have those two and the unstable ghoul to potentially get even more. But right now it's looking so weird.
Yeah, it does. And you can play Fireworks and attack into 1/4, I guess, to prepare for maybe Pyromancer's spell next turn. But on the other hand, if you get, I don't know, if you get Deathspite, you won't be sad about it. Even if you replace Fireworks with Deathspite, it's still fine.
Yeah, I would probably lean towards playing the Fireworks. So why would you wait with that? Then you would have kind of more mana available next turn. But I mean, why you would wait with that is the Deathspite, the potential Deathspite draw. But I wouldn't mind seeing it. But it chooses not to play anything once again. The Orange finding an SI agent.
And he gets that oil on something.
Yep,
So
that's a pretty good one.
yeah, slowly being damage. It's not bad. And
Not bad at all.
that's a spell. So this means Pyromancer can finally work, but doesn't have any merit though.
I don't know, it feels so weird. Like that was not the whirlwind effect that he was looking for. He wanted the actual whirlwind card or an unstable ghoul. Even though he can get the effect with the wild Pyromancer, it doesn't feel great.
And now you are facing that weapon with 4 attack, which has 2 strikes. So it's even more awkward to play the minions. But you do have to play minions to win, and you lost your Grom already.
Yeah, it seems like things are getting worse and worse for Surrender.
Orange is like, yeah, if you don't do anything, I guess I'll just try to win this game. Somebody has to.
Definitely has to do something here, like, there's no doubt about it. Surrender cannot wait any longer.
Unless he wants to surrender.
Yeah, but I don't think he does. Goes for Battle Rage, decides that the cards that he has in his hand right now are not good enough. There's the Deathspite, but he cannot play it anymore. He only has 3 mana remaining and has to go with the Fire War Axe over it.
Alright, and with this big Frauding, backstab is not going to kill it, so Orange will probably have to run his 4/4 into it.
Or use the weapon.
If you want to... Do you want to get 6 damage to face? I mean, Patron will not be able to burst you, and you know... because there's no Warsong Commander, and Gromash is out of the question as well because it was used, so maybe actually taking damage makes sense in this position.
Or it's gonna start by drawing a card here. What does he get? A Blade Flurry.
Nice. That's really good for Orange there.
Yeah, pushes quite a bit of damage.
But then he's really out of cards.
Yeah, that was the. Yes, and that was the last Blade Flurry. So now Surrender knows that once he plays those Grim Patrons, they are going to stick around.
Do you go for just attack? Because this is a funny play. You can Patron, Pyromancer, attack the 4/4 with your weapon, and enrage one Patron. This means that Pyromancer actually triggers, and you can still armor up in the process. So you will go down to 7, and you will have a Pyromancer, which is a free one, and some Patrons.
Yeah, looks like he's going for it, and I can't blame him. Now it seems to be a good time for the Patrons.
This is such a funny interaction.
Yes, he could even slam off the. Yeah, it's definitely better to slam that. So slam first. Might as well slam first for the draw.
Oh, you actually will not have to attack with your weapon into it, apparently, right?
Nope.
Nice.
Trying to think if it was better to slam first to get the inner rage. No, it's better this way. Yeah, he gets way more patrons. So.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is correct.
Is it setting out lethal for next turn? He will have 6 patrons, which means it's 18 in the weapon attack, yeah.
Yeah, it should be, because also the Death Spite is in his hand, so he can attack with the Fire Warlocks right now.
I was actually 5 patrons only because of the board. It's fine though.
Yep. Deadly Poison, that is not going to help Orange, and Surrender is going to win this one.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive actually. He was super patient about this game, not playing anything, just waiting for the right moment, waiting for the combo cards, and he got that. With Battle Rage, he was able to refill his hand, get the Pyromancer, get the patrons, and after double flurry used, actually Orange is losing this game. And this is the second loss with the Rogue, so Orange is just shaking his head. He's like, not like this.
Yeah, the Rogue seems to not be working out so well for Orange right now. I think it's been playing quite well, but just not really getting it done here. Never found that sprint in this game. And against a warrior, it's one of the most important cards to have in order to be able to sustain and deal enough damage through the armor ups.
But Orange is not out of the... Let's say Surrender is not out of the woods yet, because he still needs to win with the Paladin. And I don't exactly remember, I think this was Secret Paladin from Surrender, but Rogue can win versus Paladin, Malygos Warlock can win versus Paladin, and the last deck from Orange is Priest. He goes to the Priest. If he wins this one, he might actually free out that Paladin.
It's possible, but Secret Paladin is a very powerful deck, and beating it 3 times in a row is not an easy task, even if you have decks that do reasonably well against it.
Well, we can say if Orange manages to win versus Paladin 3 times, he deserves to win that match.
Yeah, I think that's safe to say.
Alright, so there is a Secret Keeper from Surrender and Shielded Me, but a really good starting hand. He also has this Mysterious Challenger. For Orange, though, Zombie Chow, a great counter there.
That's exactly what he wanted to have for turn 1. Like, that is the card that you want to stop those Secret Keepers, and it's going to be able to kill it. Unless there's an Avenge to buff it right now.
Yeah, and probably that is the play, because you don't have turn 3 as well. So you, instead of just losing your Secret Keeper here, you might opt for Avenge and going for face. And then next turn play Shielded Me, but maybe you will be able to pick up another secret.
I would like the Shielded Minibot a little bit more here, though, because it could potentially kill that Zombie Chow next turn unless it's buffed. And the Avenge could be played on turn 3 with a hero power. So if he plays the Avenge here and the next draw is an expensive card, he's not only going to kind of waste 1 mana this turn, but also next turn.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that was a close call.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely a close call, and that Secret Keeper is now going to survive because of it. So if he finds maybe another secret, things might work out quite well for him.
Absolutely. And Orange decides to throw the coin with Dark Cultist, which is a great card, great board pressure, but then he doesn't have another free drop, so he might be having some floating mana next turn.
Yeah. Orange looking for almost anything to play. The hero power will still be useful, because one of his minions is going to be damaged. So even though Greased hero power is a little bit on the weaker side, maybe by some standards, it would do something, but Velen's chosen definitely much stronger play.
Yeah, and it is exactly turn 3 play, so really good timing to get it. But what order do you do this? And what secret do you expect?
I think you expect the Avenge or maybe Redemption at this point. He knows that it's not competitive spirit, repentance or noble sacrifice, so it has to be Redemption or Avenge. So I'm kind of like to see that Valen shows on the zombie challenge, just go face and try to raise the Paladin. Don't trigger the Avenge at this stage.
Oh man, just raising the Paladin, let's do it.
Yep, not kidding. Oh, wow. So he is going to give away the... I don't know about this. I think this is kind of a disaster, to be honest, because now the entire board is going to get cleared. Like, Orange had a much stronger board, but now, not only does the board get cleared, but that mini-bot is still going to survive. And the buff from the Dark Cults, oh no. Maybe he was expecting that...
He hoped it's Redemption, probably.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he was expecting a Redemption. This did not work out well for Orange.
Oh man. And do you juggle and try to actually kill it with the 5-1?
Well, I would love to see just the Kings here. I don't see any real issues with that. You can even play the Redemption with it, so if the shielded minibot gets killed by something, you get the Redemption on the minibot, and minibot is one of the better targets for it, since even though the Redemption only brings the minion back at 1 health, it does still get a new Divine Shield on it.
Yeah, you're right. That's a far superior play. Still having a 9-2 on board, which maybe cannot be answered. Orange has an answer here, but he is forced to Holy Nova just to limit the damage on that thing. And there is the Redemption ticking into Mysterious Challenger on empty board. Oh man, it even
Wow.
hits Belcher for turn 7.
And there's the Christmas tree, as some players call it, getting 4 secrets. So powerful. And not only does he get 4 secrets on his board, but he also gets those out of his deck. So on the following turns, there's a better chance to draw something else than one of those 1-mana cards.
So which secret is missing? Do you think he's not playing Repentance?
I think Repentance is probably the one that he's not playing. And a lot of players have got it. It's possible that he would not be playing some other secret, but Redemption is the one that most people have got.
Yeah. And there are some versions with only 1 Avenge, 1 Noble Sacrifice, but it seems like it might be standard version without Repentance. We'll see.
Yeah, Avenge is one of the more powerful cards, and cutting an Avenge sounds like a bad idea to me.
Yeah, I did play that version with 1 Avenge for some time and didn't feel good. And Dr. Boom for Surrender. So he has choices now. Dr. Boom might be weak to Light Bomb.
It definitely would be, especially if he uses the shielded minibot to deal with that with Twilight Whelp right now.
If you go for Belcher, you probably have to. If you go for Dr. Boom, it's still board is, well, you have Noble Sacrifice, possibly.
Right.
And if there's Noble Sacrifice, there's no need to attack into the Twilight Whelp if you expect Light Bomb. You can also not expect Light Bomb and just go for it.
I think because of the Noble Sacrifice, he has to kill it off, actually, because he also has a Redemption, and he does not want that 2-1 to get to the Redemption, so he kind of gets to save 2 secrets this way. I really like going for that Juggler Belcher here, to play a little bit around that potential Light Bomb. So that's a heads up play from Surrender.
And this is, as you mentioned, also good for Redemption, because there is no minion to trigger the Noble Sacrifice.
Right. It would also waste the Avenge, so actually all 3 of the secrets would have been dealt with if he left that up, because the Avenge would buff one of those other minions and the Light Bomb would kill it all the same, so very good trade there from Surrender.
And Orange still has to do the Light Bomb.
Yeah, it does kill most of the stuff on the board, but the shielded minibot is going to come back, and the Belcher is going to get buffed up to 5 attack. And not only that, but Surrender with 1 card in his hand, certainly a good one, it's going to be the Dr. Boom.
Oh man, that's such a great follow-up after seeing the Light Bomb. So Surrender in a great position to actually take the series 3-0 versus Orange. Another sweep. It's not over yet, but it looks tough. And
It's certainly is tough. Actually, even the load up is kind of fine here. He already has so much power on the board. That would block a second Light Bomb. I wouldn't hate seeing the load up, but I mean, 1 Light Bomb was just played, so can't blame him for the boom either.
Yeah, and most of the priests, I believe, play only 1 Light Bomb in their decks.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh man, what do you even do?
You you shield and you hope that you have 2 light bombs in the deck. Cerebral Death.
Oh.
Well, that's...
Yeah, that's something. If he gets another one, he will be able to kill Belcher and Dr. Boom. Nope.
Yeah, I mean, that might buy him another turn. After that, surrender only with 10 power on the board. So if there's no Truce to a Champion or if the Boombots don't kill you, there's a chance to survive.
Yeah, but there's like a lot of chances to actually die as well.
That is true. Blessing of Kings would do it. And that is if he uses the heal on himself. If he does not heal himself, even a Consecration would do it. But Orange is
Coghammer.
no, even Goghammer and Consecration would do it. But can't blame Orange for taking the draws there. That's something that he just had to try in order to come back to this. But that Loatheb is going to make all of Orange's spells. Even if Orange had the AoE clear shot now, those would be unavailable to him because of the increased mana costs, and that's going to be a 3-0 for surrender.
Well, fortunately, Orange doesn't have any spells right now, so he's not affected by Lotheb.
Yeah, I guess that's a good thing.
Orange is like, I don't care about your Lotheb at this point.
Oh, Shredder with the Corruptor.
Yeah, well, there's
But
Doomster. No.
even if there was a Doomster, the Boombots would have killed him, right?
Yeah, because they clear everything in the Bombas.
Yeah. So
man.
even a Doomsayer would have killed him then. Wow.
Poor Orange, but Surrender played it really well.
Yeah, I hate like calling out mistakes, but I think that on Orange's turn 3, or was it 4, turn 3, when he decided to try to clear the minions instead of just going face with the Dark Cultist and the Velen's chosen Zombie Chow, I think that's where things started going downhill for him.
Yeah, the fact that it's really hard to tell what would happen if there would be no True Silver Champion, but because normally True Silver Champion is being kept in that matchup, the fact that this was there, it really opened the way for Surrender to just pressure. And Surrender also had good draws because he had that Mysterious Challenger on 6. He had a great follow-up with Belcher and Knife Juggler. That was a really good call as well, just playing Belcher and Juggler instead of just slamming Dr. Boom when it was green. So he positioned himself really well. And right now you guys can see what is happening. So we had Kranich win 3-2 versus Surrender, Orange winning versus Purple, Colento winning versus Kranich. Now Surrender versus Orange, and we still have for you Purple versus Kranich, Colento versus Surrender, and then I believe Purple versus Surrender to close the day. So a lot more Hearthstone for you guys. Savitz, any words about this match? Any more?
Another 3-0. I want to see some 5-game matches, but we have 3 more matches remaining, and I am hoping at least one of those will go all the way, and we can see some like back and forth. Because I have to say that some of the games that we've seen today have been pretty one-sided. So maybe a little bit more closer games.
Absolutely. And the next match is actually Purple versus Kranich. Kranich, the comeback king, and his matches are mostly Kranich losing 0-2 and then suddenly winning 3 games in a row. So I'm looking forward for that match. Let's see if Kranich is able to 3-0 Malilock from Purple, because that's what he's doing. He did 3-0 Malilock from Orange, and then he 3-0'd Malilock from Surrender. And Purple, guess what? He is playing Malilock, so this can happen. All right, guys, I think we're actually ready for the break, so stay with us. We'll be coming back soon with Purple versus Kranich.